and that we can discuss the issues that are at hand, that we can try to represent the members of this community and do what we feel is best. We ask Thy Spirit to be with us and guide us and help us, that we can do so. Be with us tonight, that we can accomplish those things that have been placed forward in our agenda. And we're so thankful for all the people that have shown interest in participating on this level. And we ask Thee to bless them. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
The audience, please rise and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Brett. Wes?
One comment, Mayor.
Yes.
Dodgers are winning 2-0. I checked on the break.
Dodgers are up 2-0.
Yeah, and I don't.
They are?
Not my team, but yeah. Anyway,
Just saying, huh?
it can be over.
I just like to introduce. We got a lot of new people here tonight. I just wanted to introduce our council to you. We got Councilmember Blair Westergaard, Lyle Vance, myself, Lyle Holmgren, Brett Rhodey, and Wes Eastep. So we appreciate them. I did something to myself, and now I hope I don't bleed to death before the end of the session. All right, council, do we have any conflicts of interest with tonight's agenda? No conflicts of interest? Approval of the agenda.
I make a motion when we approve the agenda as written.
I'll second it. I'll second it.
A motion by Lyle Vance and seconded by Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Were there any questions with the minutes of October 1st, 2024?
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes.
Motion by Wes, and do I have a second? Second by Blair. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have a public hearing. We have a public hearing tonight. I have to read these things verbatim. So, to consider amending the city's code, titles 3, City Government, and 11, Transportation, Streets, and Public Ways, and Land Use Code, Chapter 1.27, Sign Permit. Now, this is your opportunity. These are codes that are going to be implemented into our code book and everything, and so we need to. If you have any comments or questions, or this is your time to make a public comment, and it needs to be on these titles right here. Okay, hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. New council business. Discussion and possible action on appointing an individual to fill the midterm vacancy for council member on the Tree Mountain City Council. Council, we've, and just for, maybe I can just, we have deliberated and talked about this, but I wanted to make something very clear. We were all so very impressed with every single one of you. And the comment came up, unfortunately, only one person can fill that seat, but the comment came up over and over again that this is the core of the direction that Tree Mountain will be going, and the hope is that you will continue to want to serve. The hope is that we can give you a call and say, we need you to do something, to be on this committee or that committee, because, like I said, we were so very, very impressed with each and every one of you. it was great to listen to you, and the ideas that you had were right on target. So with that, like I said, we've deliberated. We've come. I think we're ready for a motion, and I'll entertain that at this point right now.
Not sure how to do it. We've never done this before. Just make a, how do you do it?
Just make a motion.
I would like to make a motion that, to fill the vacant position that Jeff has left, that I propose to put Bo Lewis in his position.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
Motion in the second, motion by Lyle Vance, and second by Brett. Do we have any discussion? Okay, this will be just I don't think this needs to be just a up or down vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Bo, thank you. Hopefully you're part of it, you'll agree to, but, and again, I just want to emphasize just how impressed we were with each and every one of you. I don't know, I don't know if any of you have anything to
I
add
would
with
like
that.
to mention something, Mayor.
Please do.
I mean, I think this is the perfect time to say it. I mean, there's some highly qualified people in here. In fact, we had to deliberate quite a while on it, back and forth on it. And we appreciate all of you for coming in and showing your support to Tremont and every single one of you. I would just like to point out that probably in about another 6 months, I'm going to be putting my notice in also. Before my term is up. My wife and I have decided we're going to go on a mission. So my position will need to be filled in, I don't know exactly the date yet, but it's going to be March to April-ish, right in that area. So please keep your ear to the ground. And again, we appreciate each one of you.
I want to say, we started deliberating and we all had names we brought out, and we had a whole bunch of different names. So it started out, that there was a lot of people that's really qualified, and like I said, more qualified than myself. So I thought about just leaving and letting somebody fill my spot. But if you're one that didn't, keep it up, because there was a lot of good stuff brought up. And I appreciate everybody. I'm glad you didn't all try it last year when you run, or wouldn't be, but thanks for having the interest.
And it was fun to get to know some people I didn't even know, so thank you. That was some great people.
Yeah, great pool. We think we found some resources for some other openings, or what do you want to call them? Resources for us to use. We hope that your knowledge and concern and all that, we might be able to tap in. Great ideas, some ideas that I guess I hadn't even thought of, some of them, so, but thank you. Good group. Any of you would have done a good job up here, but on we go, huh?
Well, thank you. And it is a heartfelt thank you. I really do appreciate each and every one of you so much, and for your interest in doing this, and for what you were able to bring to the discussion and bring to the city, your ideas and everything else. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the next step, we won't be swearing this Bo in tonight. We felt like maybe he would like to have family and so forth here. So at our next city council meeting on the 19th, we will swear you in as a council member. So if that was sort of the plan, so.
Bo, you bring cookies the first night you get sworn in? Just saying.
Anyone that looks like brings pizza.
Okay. All right, that's item number A. New council business, item B, discussion and possible action on adopting ordinance number 24-10, amending chapter 1.18, the landscaping, buffering, and fencing regulations. Council? Any questions? This is something that Jeff is going to sort of, we've had this on the docket once before, and now we're just made a few changes, and we're ready to go forward, maybe. Any questions for Jeff?
I read through it. I was glad that you amended the stuff. I just think for the, especially private dwellings, that we don't want to be a giant HOA, you know?
There goes my goal.
Yeah. Well, but I think there's a lot of good stuff there that's a little bit of changes on.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed today, because it'd been a while since I'd looked at this, but I'm gonna add, there is a difference between the xeriscape and the xeriscape or water-wise landscaping. So I'm just gonna add that definition in so that as it comes in, I think that's a definition we missed. But I believe it's in the ordinance, what kind of that difference is. So just so we have a clear definition, that was one of the amendments I was gonna make as I was reviewing it today before the meeting.
Any questions for Jeff?
Okay, I make a motion, we adopt ordinance 2410.
Motion by Brett,
I second it.
second by Blair. Any further discussion on this? All in favor?
It's an ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blair? Blair?
Aye, or yes. I don't, what?
Yeah, it's yes.
Yes.
It needs to be yes or no.
Lyle Vance, yes.
Brett, yes.
Wes, aye.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the change that the state requires us to do now, so. All right, this motion passes. Thank you, or ordinance 2410 passes. Discussion and possible action on adopting adopting ordinance number 2411, annexing 2.06 acres of real property that comprises tax parcel number 050390112, referred to as the Jason Murray annexation into Tree Mountain Cities Incorporated limits. Jeff, that's you.
Yeah, so Jason's here, the property owner. He has 9 acres south of this, and these are the 2 acres that abut what would be 1,000 north, or I think it's 12,000 north from the county, or Tree Mountain City's 1,000 north. He's looking to annex this in just so he can have access to the municipal water that's in the roadway for a house or two that he'd like to build on those 2 parcels, both 0112 and 0113.
Is this right there where the canal or the bridge went out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's Tremont City on both sides, right?
no, it's so the south part of that blue square right there, the bottom part. That's where the current city boundary is. I don't know why it wasn't drawn on a road, but that's neither here nor there for this discussion. So he's just annexing this portion in so that he can have access to the city utilities out in the roadway.
So what is the Tremont boundary? I'm sorry.
So it's sorry for Jessica.
Black line?
No, it's the blue line, the bottom part of this blue line.
Uh-huh.
That's where the current city boundary is. So he's just trying to move the city boundary from there up to the road.
Oh, okay. So it's
he
not
can
an
access
island.
the utilities.
Okay.
No, it's part of a weird Oklahoma type thing that just
Okay.
stretches south of that
If I
12,000.
remember right, there's water there, but there's not sewer there, is there?
No, but where he's out there and far enough, we've had the discussion that he'll be allowed to be on septic because he's looking to just do one house on that
But you'll
lot.
tap into our water out on that
But-
main line?
Yeah. So, and he's looking at utilizing both properties. So,
You mentioned that there might be plural, there might be more than one
Well,
house.
he's looking at one house per parcel right now, so on one, cause he owns 112 and 113. So he'd like to look at having a house on both of those. But it'd be one house per parcel right now, there's just two
What would be the
parcels.
access to 113?
A long driveway off of 1,000 North, so just like the guy over there on the right side of the screen, similar thing,
Flag lot.
just a long driveway,
Jeez.
so.
Staying with our same standards of a roadway and all that. Fire access and.
Yep. Yeah, so he'll work through that. We've talked to him about that because he came to DRC one time just to discuss it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept or pass resolution ordinance
Ordinance number
2411,
11.
annexing the 2.6 acres.
I'll second it.
Motion by Blair and seconded by Wes. Let's see, this needs to be, Lyle, you're up.
Lyle Vance, yes.
Brett, yes.
Wes, yes.
Blair, yes.
All right, ordinance passes. Thank you, everybody. Discussion and possible action on adopting resolution number 24-59, amending Tremont City's Articles of Incorporation to include the 2.06 acres of real property referred to as the Jason Murray annexation into Tremont City's incorporated limits. So now we're just amending the city's Articles of Incorporation on this one, so
It's the same thing. So
same thing.
One
yeah.
question, how come we jump from ordinance 2411 to 2459? What happened to all
Ordinance
them in
versus
between?
resolution.
Resolution.
Oh, resolution, never mind, okay, sorry.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 24-59.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lyon, seconded by Brett.
Brett, yes.
Wes, yes.
Blair, yes.
Lyle, yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right, make sure I get this right now. Discussion and possible action on adopting ordinance number 24-12, amending the city's code titles 3, city government, and 11, transportation streets and public ways, and land use code, chapter 1.27, sign permits. These are some cleanups that we were doing on the city code, some of the things we don't really practice anymore, just needs to kind of clean up the code book.
So I seen we're just taking out all them things that you had lined out. Four feet instead of one. Figured that one out.
Jeff, did you put this together?
Yeah, so this started with ex-councilmember Holt's discussion about political and temporary signs. And at the planning commission, this evolved into kind of going through the entire chapter of ordinance and I mean, we still focused on the temporary signs and that's the major part of it. But as I was going through, we simplified some of the sign permit application requirements and the reviewing requirements. But it was mainly about the temporary signs as a whole.
So the planning commission has spent time on this too.
What was it, Micah, 4 meetings? 5 meetings? Yeah, it was 1 or 2 discussions. It was quite a few, actually. It became a little philosophical.
Did we address all types of signs? Okay, and they're all the same size?
For temporary, yeah, we unified that, so all temporary signs follow the same regulation, whether they're political or business sale signs.
Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing that's important to note on this one is that this allows city employees to remove signs that are in
City right away.
city right-of-ways and city-owned property. And so as I've been driving my bus around, I notice a lot of that right now, and we should be able to start cleaning some of that up now.
After tonight, possibly.
Yeah.
if passed.
Meaning the, the park strips are.
Park
city-
strips and other places that are just,
You'd be surprised how many there are. Once you rewrite the code, they start sticking out a little bit more.
yeah. Okay, I would like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2412 on the condition we don't start this until July 1st of next year.
July or January?
January 1st of next year.
Say, whew,
All right, Brett.
I'm really thinking ahead.
clearly.
And the reason for that is,
Elections and stuff.
yeah, we can't put this on people that are in the election cycle right now, so.
All right. Do I have a second on that motion?
I second it.
Motion by Brett and seconded by Blair with the addition of not putting this in force until January 1 next year. Let's see, Wes.
Wes, yes.
Blair, yes.
Lyle Vance, yes.
Brett, yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Discussion and possible action on adopting resolution number 24-60, reaffirming, amending, and enacting new fees and fines in a schedule entitled the Tree Mountain City Consolidated Fees and Fines Schedule, including but not limited to customer deposits, secondary water connection fees, annexation fees, and senior center rental fees. Council?
There are several
Yes.
changes on that. I know
Keep
Shari
scrolling, let's see.
was going to talk on some of these, did you?
Oh, Shari, do you want to fill us in on what's going on here?
The deposit right now is $75, and we want that increased to 100 just because it
This is the
helps
secondary
cover.
deposit.
This is
secondary-
for customer, like rentals, people that rent homes when they move into Tremonton. We charge a $75 deposit. And so we
Or-
just want to raise that to
water?
100, just because they have a hard time paying the bill when they move out. So then that $75
deposit.
This is for
comes
the
off.
utilities, right?
Yes, for utilities, yes. So that $75 comes off their ending balance when they move out. And the balances seem to be getting higher when they move out. So that'll just help us cover that a little better.
Oh, that's a good point.
Quarter
And then, yeah, and then the secondary meter connection, we didn't have that clarified very well on the fee schedule of how much that 3/4 inch meter was. So that's just to clarify that.
Did we have a dollar figure to it at all before, or is it this?
No, not for the 3/4 inch.
Okay.
The 1 inch was in there, but not a 3/4.
Okay.
Was there any other changes?
And I don't know about those other two.
Yeah, we changed annexations. We used to charge them the filing fee up front, and then if you guys don't approve it, then we have to give it back. So we just decided to clean that up, and we won't accept the filing fee until you have approved the petition. Once you approve the petition, we'll take their payment, and then we'll get going. And then the other change on here, Jenny called and asked if we could update her rental fees for her senior center. So those are the changes on the fees and fine schedule.
Inflation hits everywhere, doesn't it?
And it does get used a lot, so I'm sure that's probably just to help with wear and tear.
It does.
They do carpet quite often.
Council?
Sounds good. I just would like to re-ask and maybe not even ask, demand, it's probably a better word, that we've been, since Sean has been gone, there used to be a summary page of the changes that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to figure out what's changed without getting the old one out and getting the new one and comparing what's going on. It would really speed things up if you could just put down the changes.
Got it.
A summary page before each resolution and that type of stuff. So with that, I'd like to make a motion, it's F, right?
Yes.
Make a motion that we adopt resolution number 24-60.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lyle Vance and seconded by Wes. See, we're back to you, Blair.
Blair, yes.
Lyle, yes.
Brett, yes.
Wes, yes.
Okay, motion passes. Finally, item number G, discussion and possible action on adopting resolution number 2461, approving the Aspen Ridge North Development Agreement. Jeff, do you want to just, do we need to bring us up to?
Yeah, so we've worked with the Aspen Ridge Group since they've purchased the property north of them to finish building that out. They've gone through DRC and have a full approval, so we're about ready where we will sign the development agreement once it's passed. All of the all of the public infrastructure has been coordinated through Chris and Paul about the trail and the fencing and the connection to 600 north or south, sorry. So it's ready to go.
So this is the one they're already kind of working on getting
Yes.
the road in, correct? What's their plans on
100 and
past?
so 102 more townhomes.
Okay, and what's the time frame? Like 1 or 2 years, or next year, or what's their?
Well, I think their hope is that, and we told them they were okay to go start. They're hoping to get phase 1 paved before winter hits. So I think they'd get the first. How many was in phase 1? I think it was about 30 something units per phase. The 102 are divided into 3 phases. I just don't know if it's equal. My guess is it'll probably be over the next 2 or 3 years that they'll need to build out. So,
One concern there is if they get many more in there, there's still only the one way out.
no, so they're gonna connect to
Will connect to
600
6?
South. Yeah, and they've got approval from the canal company for the bridge. It's gonna connect the trail to 600 as well, so they'll have 3 exits for all of that.
And what's the timing on? Do they have to have that in before they can start to occupy homes?
So they'll be able to with phase 1, they won't be able to with phase 2. So phase
How
1,
many's in phase 1?
30, I think, 28, 30 something units. So then, yeah, with phase 2, the connection to 600 South will be made. And then there's a horseshoe piece that'll be phase 3.
And that's a private road, so.
They take care of it. I drive through that daily, and you know what? They do a wonderful job of keeping that place looking nice. It's a wonderful looking.
How far north does it go?
Just to 600, so it'll just connect Rocket to 600 South.
It'll come up there by Frank and Julie's house, Blair.
Yeah, or the canal
Of the other
and the railroad
townhomes that are
tracks
down
for all of
here.
us that don't know who lives where.
So Jeff,
Yeah,
We know.
the canal company's given approval, so they're gonna have that bridge in this,
I think it'll be in the next year. I'm sure it'll go in next season. I think it'll probably be next fall by the time they put that bridge in.
so a year from now.
Year from now.
And they'll have to wait until the water's out of the canal.
So you said there was 3?
There's
And
3 phases.
I only see 2.
And one phase, a little horseshoe one.
Where's it at?
That horseshoe one's where it ends now, and there's only one road that goes through it, and then there's that horseshoe, and then it doubles.
Yeah, so phase 1, sorry, tricky. I wish we had a pointer. So phase 1 goes to about where that trail exit goes out to the canal, up a little bit north, Cynthia. Right there is the end of phase 1, just that road. So then phase 2 is that road up to 600 South, and then phase 3 is the horseshoe to connect those 2 stubs.
So in my mind, there's 2 ins and 2 outs, the top of it and the bottom of it.
There will be.
Well,
Only one in and-
Is there one in the middle going into
The south part has 2 exits.
Chavdas Estates?
Oh, now I'm with you.
No, because they can't cross the railroad.
Right.
Boy, I should.
No, the railroad's on.
It's on the east of the tracks.
the
It's
canal.
going to the
Yeah, the
west.
canal's on one side, the tracks are on the other.
Yeah.
And that's why they're stuck just having north-south exits.
But still, I mean, it's just that deal that's gonna happen is that in between them 2 sections, there's still only one way out to the north and 2 way out, but you still have that one little that hooks them together. Why they didn't let that go both ways, I don't know, but.
The hard part with it is that I don't think it would fit, the road would fit west of where that current building is. I think if they'd been able to plan the whole thing, it probably would have been built
Yeah.
that way. But Aspen Ridge was built out and this was under a different ownership group, and then Aspen Ridge ended up buying this, so it is.
We don't maintain it, so.
Bill, just a quick note, up by the railroad tracks on the north side of 600, there's just that little plot of land.
Yep.
that will connect our trail from one end to the other. We really need to start negotiating with that person again on getting that property purchased if we can.
Definitely on the radar. Mayor and Jeff and I have been talking about it, so.
Okay.
All right, council. Any other discussion?
The Yankees had a grand slam. They're at 5-2.
Oh,
Really?
Yankees had a grand slam.
You guys.
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 24-61.
I'll second it.
Motion by Wes and seconded by Brett. Let's see, I'm starting to lose my track here. I get
Lyle.
Lyle, it's
Yeah.
you.
Lyle Vance, yes.
Right, yes.
Wes, yes.
Blair, yes.
We gotta do something with Wes, yes. That sounded like Wesley.
Wesley.
All right, that completes our
Mr.
new council business.
Yes.
We have our consent agenda, adoption of the September warrant register and the adoption of the September financial statements. Council?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda for both the warrant register and the financial statements.
A motion by.
I second it.
Seconded by Blair. All in favor?
Aye. And thank you to
Any-
the,
Any opposed?
puts that together. That's a big job.
All right, calendar items. Coming up in November, Election Day, obviously, on the 5th. Hope everybody, we won't have any that would have been our council meeting, but there will be no council meeting that night. Our next council meeting will be on the 19th. And a holiday open house for our employees and spouses on the 26th. And I don't know, have you got any other council or any other calendar items? Okay, let's see, unfinished business. I think we pretty well caught up with everything. Council?
I'd like to bring up the waste situation that we went through with the recycling and that type of stuff. I don't know if a lot of people have heard all the details I need to hear. I'm not hearing anything, but I think it'd be wise for us to request from the company that does
Econo Waste?
Econo Waste to send out a letter of explanation to the citizens of Tremont to explain what happened, and why it
Excellent.
happened the way it happened.
Well,
Yeah, we got blamed for that a lot on social media.
I agree with that completely. I think that, Bill, can will you get with Econo Waste and have them? And then if people choose, if we're not going to be sending this to a recycle plant, then, and it's just going to the garbage dump anyway, we might as well,
I know
not
there was a
even do it.
question about that in Ogden City, and for several months, because of whatever, they stopped shutting down the recycling, and it did just go to the landfill rather than to a recycling center. But it's back up and running now, so I'm not sure what the status is with, and how that would relate to Econo Waste. Let me see what I can find out.
But
I
the
think
price is the same per canister,
Right.
right? So they're,
Yes,
right?
I don't know, is it?
yes,
It is now.
they are.
Okay, if they're the same price, then
So nobody got,
nobody's getting, yeah.
Right.
so does everybody know what's going on with that? Just to explain it in a nutshell, try to. Econo Waste is the company that hauls our garbage out to the waste side out there. And they also take the recycled stuff. So we have the blue bins and we have the black bins. And they came in, and what happened is the people who actually recycle the garbage, their building burned down. And so they weren't able to recycle for a period of time. And when they came in, it sounded like it was going to be a short period of time. Well, to my surprise, on Facebook, I read that somebody's out taking a picture of the garbage trucks dumping both the recycled and, garbage and the normal garbage out there. And this has been 6 months ago? And so no communications happened, and then with all the other stuff going on, that one got left in the bush. So anyway, I just think it would be good. Apparently the recycled, from my understanding, is back up and going, the company that does the recycling. And it sounds like we don't know if it's even back up and going then. Do we know if it is?
I called them and it's back up.
It's back, so
It was on their utility bill or something.
I think it'd be really good for Econo Waste to send that out in the bills to explain what happened and why things happened the way they did.
We'll get to the bottom of that
I don't think
communication.
there's any money in cardboard. Nobody wants cardboard. Nobody buying it. So that's one of the things. I know Blaine Rupp was in that over there. and
Yeah, he
It
was.
just doesn't pay off. So there's some things that are,
A lot of that cardboard, you can just take it to the green waste and we'll recycle
Oh.
it with,
We're gonna get to that.
oh, sorry, I misspoke on that one a little bit, huh? Okay,
Kinda.
all right.
I'll
We'll make
bring
that
that
up in the public, in the
Right.
council comments.
Well, the main thing is people are, they're separating that garbage into the recycled and to the normal garbage and all what's going on with Econo Waste.
Okay,
Got it. We'll find out.
all right. Administration, city administration reports and comments. Bill, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, so just a couple of interesting items of note. Jeff and I went to a training down in Salt Lake, Sandy, and the governor was there, and we had some reports from the League of Cities and Towns and other folks about land use type questions and concerns. One of the things that was brought up, and I think it was the league president that said this, was that the population of Salt Lake City has never been bigger than it is right now. But the number of elementary school children in Salt Lake City has never been smaller than it is right now. There were some other demographers that pointed out that in 2060, I think it was, 2060 sound right, Jeff? 2060, the population of Utah will go from the youngest in the United States to one of the oldest, if not the oldest population in the United States, if the current trends continue. That's due to both the population getting older, but also the fact that it's just getting more and more expensive to have kids in Utah. So the kids being the bottom and holding that average age down, that's going to diminish, and we're going to continue to see things, the age increase. And they said that 60% of the population, if my numbers are right, that 60% of the population will be in households without children, which is just a really shocking kind of turn of events. And so it all points to this affordable housing question. And I know it's a hot topic, and I know maybe if you're like me, you're starting to get a little tired of hearing about it, but it's such a big concern, and it's having a long-term impact on the way our society works. And yeah, I don't know what the answer is. If I did, we'd write books and make millions. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a weird little bit for the next 30 years or 50 years. So I'm going to be on vacation also, just on a personal note. I'm going to be on vacation the middle part of November. So if you'll be looking for me, I'm going to be on a boat somewhere off of Mexico. So
We'll come looking.
yeah, come on.
DRC, any DRC? Anything?
I don't know if anyone has a good singing voice, but it's Bill's birthday, so we're just gonna sing happy birthday as the DRC report. I'm not joking, everyone ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, everybody.
Celebration.
And that's the DRC report, right?
That's the DRC report.
Okay.
In celebration of that, the entire city staff today dressed accordingly for what number?
50.
Yeah.
50 years old.
50
We were
today.
all
Black,
black to help celebrate his birthday.
Wish I was on that boat now.
No, DRC is kind of slowed down. We've had a couple developers come in. We've got some concept plans, but nothing fast going, so.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Jeff. City department head reports and comments. Let's see.
Chief Cordova's ready.
Ready, always.
Always.
All right. So a couple things. I attended the chief conference in Boston. I had the opportunity to meet with the people that actually approved that grant for us. They gave me a lot of good information for additional funding for our department, which I'm going to pursue, as well as a one-time opportunity to pursue another grant that will go with our current grant. So I'm going to be working on that. Can't promise anything, but we are looking for additional revenue for our department. We are in the process of ordering body cameras. I'll keep you updated on that. Handled the trick or treat event, as well as the governor security detail. I'm told it went very well. I had some family issues, so I wasn't able to oversee that, but Gailey did a great job. Our top focus right now, and I'm sure Brady would say the same, is getting those radios rolled out. We're going to be switching everything, and that goes live on Halloween. So we're hopeful. We're working on that all week. Hopefully, we can get it all squared away. One thing I want to put out there, and this more as a citizen than the chief, but I came to that just to see, the applicants for council, and it was very impressive, the kind of leadership we have in our city. I don't envy your decision making that, but congratulations to Bo. I'm sure he'll do great. And thanks for all you guys do in making those hard decisions. The last thing I'll end with is I want to support Bill on something he brought up in one of our leadership department head talks. He had this idea where we're going to start planning our major expenditures like body cams, and we plan for that. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm always asking you for money and support from the city, and a big part of that is in our department. We have things that expire, we have these things that get outdated, and we have to always be ready for that. And I think with proper planning, we can do away with a lot of the asking, and we can just count on those expenditures every X amount of years. So I'm working on the capital expenditure list for my department, but I think that will help us all long-term when it comes to financial planning. So with that said, any questions for me or my department?
If I may comment, and
Sure.
you take this for what it is, because
Okay.
you're the department.
Absolutely.
I believe the trick or treat, whatever, on Main Street
Katrina on Main.
Yeah,
went extremely well. I mean, there's a lot of kids on that. And
it's getting bigger every year.
I'd love to see all the participation from other companies that set up along the road. So I think this thing's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger every year. There were a few concerns about safety with the kids and the cars. So, just they felt unsafe crossing the roads and things like that. And so just take that and put that in your bonnet for next year.
Yeah, no, sounds good. And that's something we've been improving on our big like parades and things like that. That is getting significantly larger. So I think it's smart to plan ahead and prepare, and we may need to do more hard closures on roads and things like that. So,
I mean, they suggested closing Main Street, and I don't know how easy that
That's a
is to
state
do.
road.
yeah, well, anything's possible. You got to get like the approval from the state, but yeah, it's hard to sell them on that kind of thing. So I'm open to suggestions, but I'll talk to my staff, see what issues they saw, and we'll debrief
Okay,
it.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Brady, you have anything for us?
Just a couple of quick things, and this is maybe a little repetitive, but since we have a good audience today, I'll bring up a couple repetitive things because I like getting the word out. As I had indicated, our new fire engine that's been on order for 2 years is anticipate we'll receive that, been on order maybe 2.5 years. We anticipate receiving that in the next 6-7 weeks or so. So we're excited to see that when it arrives. The ambulance billing RFP, we had really good quality candidates. Should be able to finally wrap that last meeting up with Curtis on Friday, is what I'm anticipating, and then be able to award that contract to an outside billing contractor. And I think Sherry would agree, we had really good contractors that bid on that for us. I've got 2 individuals in paramedic school. I've mentioned that briefly. Normally, we only will send 1 paramedic student a year, but we had 1 candidate who was able to take qualified to take a very abbreviated paramedic program, And so that allowed us to send 2. So that's really growing our program extremely fast, and super excited for those candidates and for our program. And then lastly, where Dustin started, this week, pretty much all focus is on radio reprogramming and replacing the radio system. And there's some gaps of time where we fear we may not be able to communicate as well as we do on a normal day-to-day basis while we're going through that switchover process. So that's been all of our focus to try to be prepared for that. Yeah, hope is not a good strategy, but there's some hope involved. So, but we are taking it very serious and trying to be prepared.
And it's
So
out of your control. We know that it's out of yours and his control when they get there
They're
to
doing the whole
program. and-
state for everybody. They're doing.
Yeah.
Started down south. Hopefully
they've worked out some bugs, and they've had significant problems as they've worked across the state. And we're towards the end of that process. So we believe they're getting smarter as they get closer to us. Happens to a lot of people. But we're expecting good things, but we're also trying to be prepared in case it's not. But otherwise, doing really good. We've been a little bit busy lately, which is interesting. The crew was out late last night on grass fires and because of the wind. But they're working really hard. So, any questions for me?
Thanks, Brady. Let's see, I think, Sarah, do you have anything? You do? Okay.
So normally this time of year, we get ramped up for our Shop Local program with our businesses. We're going to do it a little differently this year because we just haven't had much support from the community with people showing up and participating in that. So we're going to try doing like a coupon booklet. So it's not requiring, it's still requiring people to purchase, but we're no longer asking businesses to be giving product or money and that because we already know that they're hurting right now. And so we're going to try and do a coupon booklet instead for all of our locally owned businesses in Tremonton that will spread if we can get the information from them in enough time, the week prior to Thanksgiving through Christmas Eve. And so to try and incentivize people, they may not even realize we have certain businesses here in town to spend their dollars here throughout this entire shopping season. So we're going to try doing that instead this year and see how it goes. I got the idea from my hometown back in New York. They're doing it. They actually have an app that they do this all through to get points and all these extra rewards. We're not going to do that this year, but I'm actually going to reach out to the chamber in my hometown and see if I can get more information on how they're doing that and see if that's something that we can implement in the future or other downtown events to get people into our businesses, supporting them, earn points, rewards, all that kind of thing. So that's coming up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, let's see. Council reports. Blair?
I have two things maybe just for Brady and I guess somebody's noticed the water leak on Main Street.
Or not to.
Well, I know, but there's a fire hydrant in Archibald Estates that is in the trees that I remember was there, but my sister-in-law reminded me, and we need to, I don't know if that's if Public Works or the water department or somebody, but it needs, and it's in their yard, but it's a little far off the road, but it needs to be, we'll never find it. So, and I keep forgetting until I just thought of it, but.
I'll get the good description on the address from you, and then I can work between us and Public Works, make sure it's clear.
I got a chainsaw with a
You'll
brand
need
new blade on it, Brady.
We'll need a chainsaw.
Okay.
Is this out to the am I talking out to the crossroads? Is that where you're?
No.
Over there by Lyle's house.
Archibald Estates. You know where my brother Cole lived? Right across, I don't know whose house it
It would
is.
be protecting Lyle's house.
The water leaks right by Max.
Right.
Former Robbins home, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's Kevin Robbins'
Kevin's
old house,
old
but I don't know
house.
who's there
Oh, it's
now.
like a little forest up in there. Yeah.
And the fire hydrant's in
I
there.
didn't know there was a fire hydrant back up there.
Yeah. And I think in the winter or something, you'll never,
Yeah, we have to have the ability to, one, see it, and then second, the ability to have
access it.
quick access to it. And so there's there's codes that require the distance, how you can't have anything within 30 inches, and we can help.
It is definitely a problem, especially, well, anytime, the summer you'd have never found it if you didn't know. So,
Back up in his.
Larry, the water leak by Max is a valve that they've made sure they had the packing when they get to it or changed it out. And they've been shorthanded with,
I'm sure everybody's seen it.
yeah, with meter reads and rereads and water shut-offs and they're a man short, but he's planning on it.
That's all I got.
Well,
We opened up for an economic development person, and we're still moving on trying to get that filled. And then I have a question with Paul's, where are we at with that? Getting him replaced?
Bill, and they've interviewed candidates, and I think
We met several. I don't want to get into a whole lot of, because it's still under negotiation. We're not sure exactly how it's going to go, but we got some good candidates. There were some questions on whether or not some of the qualifications and other requirements for the job could be met. So we're still looking.
You're moving on it then?
We are moving on it.
It's
definitely.
happening. Okay,
Yep.
that sounds good. I don't have anything else.
I would like to make one comment. I was really impressed with the governor's talk, and Mayor, I thought you gave a great talk as well. With the renaming of that highway and all that taking place, I would like to suggest that when you're considering your Midland Square and all that, that really put an emphasis on, we need to find something that draws people to town. And where he's come in and he's mentioned this, the new highway, and we've got all this stuff, I think we really need to push a lot towards some veteran memorial stuff in. And I know that we're doing that, but, you know, I just think that that square could become more memorialized with thinking about our vets and pulling this whole concept together of everything that's going on right now. There's a movement right now.
there is.
And so I think we could jump on that and finally find some purpose for that area,
Thank you.
okay?
I think that's a great comment. Thank you.
Yep. Couple things, the fall cleanup, that, you know, when the bins have been out, we've probably dumped 30 bins, you know, in the 2 days period.
You did?
Used
No,
to.
before this time that we
before,
had it
okay.
behind a locked gate and showed IDs, we dumped 6. That was it. So that might be the wave of the future. I mean, it was advertised as well as it was, but I don't think we got 70% of out-of-town garbage, which saved a lot of money. Haven't got the final bill on it yet, but the cardboard at the green waste is not all it cracked up to be because of
I spoke too soon.
well, it's okay, but it's getting out of control. Another deal of it's probably not all coming from city residents, and when that wind blows from the south, it's getting up in them clarifiers, big mess. When the wind's out of the north, it's blowing over there in that field across the street, so we gotta look at that, you know. We're paying a lot of money to haul a lot of horse manure that I know is not in Tremont City to the green waste. Another thing we just gotta look at. Yeah, and I gotta commend everybody on the Borgstrom's thing the other day. Mayor, you done excellent. You was nervous as whatever, but you done a good job, and the ladder truck looked really good there. The governor looked good in the fire hat. He liked that.
Good, didn't he?
And I know the chief's police, you just seen them out there, out and about, and you just had that warm, fuzzy feeling nothing was gonna happen.
We thought about testing them, but then we thought.
Yeah. Not in today's world, we wasn't gonna test them, so.
Well, and his boots and your boots were pretty close, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah. And again, everybody that put in tonight, thank you. You know, it's a tough job up here, but any of you could do it, I'm sure. You know, you heard Lyle's changing his mind and gonna leave, so there's gonna be an opening, and who knows, next year at this same time, I'm up, Brett's up, the mayor's up, so
And honestly, in all the years I've been on city council, we haven't had anyone run against us. So please, let's put in and have some people run.
that's all I got, Mayor.
All right. I just want to reiterate what has been said here tonight. When the governor came last week, it was a nerve-wracking experience for me, but I just want to sincerely thank the fire department, the police department, and Public Works for everything you did to make all of that happen. It came together, and it was wonderful to have everything so well organized. Many comments from the governor's office, from the governor himself, saying how impressed they were by how it was organized and how smooth it went, and so I just want to thank all of you sincerely for that. And again, I said it already, but thank you, all of you who participated in tonight's those applications and the interviews, and you know, it is heartwarming to know that we have this kind of interest in public service and making your community a better place. And I was not kidding when I've got you all written down. I know who you are, and we'd love for you to be involved in different various things that we've got going on. It takes all of us. It takes the whole community to make this thing work in our city. So with that, council, I have one more motion.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Motion's adjourned.
All right, yes.
Thank you, everybody.